Welcome to this week's episode of The Land Doctors. I'm Kelly Hurt.
I'm Chad Rieman. This is my wife Tricia, Rhett, and Mason. Welcome to our ranch.
Well, how long have you owned the ranch, Chad?
We started out 9 years ago with 80 acres.
80 acres.
And today we have 480.
So what's been the purpose of doing all this?
These two right here. When I grew up, I could hunt anywhere I wanted to, and it's getting harder these days to find places to hunt, and I wanted these boys to grow up in that type of environment.
So what all have you done here?
Well, we have started a pretty good feeding program, I would say. We feed year-round our deer. We plant summer food plots and fall food plots. We have areas fenced off that we don't enter, kind of our sanctuaries where we let the deer go and rest, and hopefully they don't leave our ranch. They stay right here.
You've had some drilling on the property, haven't you?
Yes, started about 2 years ago, and we've been blessed with a couple of oil wells, yes. We do own some minerals on our property.
That's great. Now, did they frack those or anything?
Yes, one is a vertical, and it is been producing for, close to a year and a half probably.
Yeah.
Somewhere around there. They did drill a horizontal on us, but it isn't fracked at this time yet.
No.
And they've been pretty good. The fences that they've built and the roads that they've made, they've done a good job.
Well, that's good. Because, I mean, it's never going to be perfect.
It's not.
I mean, but as long as it can be fair and equitable and both of you can live with it, then that's a great thing.
Yes.
As far as wildlife goes, though, you've done the food plots, and you're doing the feeding. Are you seeing a change in your wildlife population?
We are seeing a change in not necessarily the numbers of the deer, but the size of the bucks. Yeah. We've only killed 3 bucks on this property in the 9 or 10 years that we've owned the property, and now that we've gathered up enough land, now we're being able to manage them a little better, and we're starting to see some larger bucks.
Have you had any, great increases in your turkey populations?
We have. It seems the last probably 2 years, our turkey population has increased. We started a trapping program about 3 years ago, and have eliminated several raccoons off of the property. And I don't know if that's what has done it, but yes, we have had lots of turkeys now.
Have you seen less evidence of turkey nests disturbed on the property?
Yes. I can honestly say this year, walking through my property, I did not find any busted turkey eggs on the roads and things. Yeah. And prior to our trapping program that we started, I would walk through my property a lot of times during the nesting season, and there were eggs laying all over the roads that the raccoons had disturbed the nest.
Wow. The mainstream media would have us believe that oil production and wildlife do not mix. In fact, most people would not expect that a wildlife-oriented family such as the Riemans would feel blessed to have 2 oil wells on their property. However, the first segment of this show demonstrates that not only can wildlife survive, but it can also thrive during well drilling and production. But that's not the end of the story. Oil field activities are leading to other mutually beneficial situations.
I was off work the weekend that they built this pad, and the contractor that built it brought 5 dozers out here and a track hoe, and they had a pan behind a big Caterpillar tractor.
So they just took the top off this hill?
Took the top off.
And then they built the fence?
They built the fence. They did a really good job. Of course, I had it in my contract how they had to build it, with what type of materials and things like that. Yeah.
But I see this pretty standard everywhere. I mean, this looks like a standard well pad that I see now.
Yes.
Compared to the old stuff, the way that it used to be, this is much better. I don't see pump jacks.
I like the peace and quiet out here.
Yeah.
And I didn't want the pump jacks, the gas-powered pump jacks, propane-powered engines, popping and making a bunch of racket and stuff. When I'm out here in the deer stand, I want it peace and quiet. So I also had that in my contract, and
So those have submersible pumps?
These are submersible pumps at this time, Just over the hill there is a vertical well.
Yeah.
These are horizontals here. With this yellow one here is a disposal well.
Oh, okay. So that's your.
This is the injection well.
Yeah.
These two well heads over here are horizontal. One goes north and the east one there goes south.
Yeah.
But there are some vertical wells over the hill that they have. Once the electric submergible pumps go out,
Yeah.
they are putting a pump jack on them, but they're electric powered, so they're still really quiet.
I noticed they've got the berms around the tanks in case there's a spill.
Yes.
So it doesn't get away from them. That's pretty good. Everything looks nice and neat and clean.
It is. The way I look at it is one of these days, if all this is gone, I'm gonna have a great catch pen for my cattle.
Yeah. Well, that's true. Well, let's go a little further.
Okay.
All right.
See the deer tracks right here.
Yeah. So you got a nice pond started here.
I do. The company that built the pad on one of those oil wells, and asked him to, make me a good deal on a pond one of these days when he got caught up, and here's the pond that he built for me.
Yeah.
And as you can tell, he's just now dressing it up. It's quite larger than what I expected, and for the price that I paid, and I know he was upside down on it. He spent a lot more time on it than I paid him for, and he was inquiring about some of the clay in it, if he could have some up, and I told him, I said, I'll tell you what, you can haul all of it out of here you want until it fills up with water, and I said, and on top of that, I said, you can have it for free, all you want, and I just asked that you before it fills up, just dress it up to make it look nice. And here he is. Now it looks like he's piling a big pile up there for himself, which I told him that was fine.
Yeah.
And that way it's out of the way, the pond's ready to go to be filled up, and he can still come in here and get all the dirt he wants when he needs it. We've had fish in it now for over a year, and we've already been catching fish out of it.
What kind?
Bass. We stocked it with perch and bass so far. And whether that's the right order, I don't know, but there's fish in it, and we catch them. So, and then the pipe here, I had them put in a pipe for later on. Back behind this pond here, you can see this terrace kind of follows along the bottom of that hill. And my intentions are later on is to get a dozer in there and level that out a little bit, and plant some milo or some millet in there, and then I've got a valve back here on that pipe that I can open up, and then I could flood it, and hopefully have some good duck hunting or something in there.
That sounds like fun to me. So basically, you just helping a guy out, you wound up with a great pond now.
I have, yes.
It's going to catch a ton of water that you can then use to flood a wetland.
Yes. Or frack a well.
Or frack a well.
That's right.
Life's good up here.
It's been great. It's been great.
I'm tickled for you.
Yeah. Well, we've been blessed all around.
Yeah. That looks like a lot of fun. I think it's been a great day. I'm proud for you, buddy.
All right.
You got
thank
what you wanted here.
All right.
Great place for those boys.
Appreciate you coming up and giving us an opportunity to show somebody our ranch.
Yeah. And I hope that others see it and they want something like this for their kids.
Well, exactly.
That's awesome.
It's all about the kids.
Yes, sir. Thank you.